Hello everyone. We are taking a look at the essentials of a valid contract in a little bit of detail. We know that for a valid contract to be formed, there are two parties who are required: the offerer and the offeree, the promisor and the promisee, or the proposer and the proposee. This is how they are known. And we know that a person cannot enter into a contract with himself. Now, having said that, we need two parties minimum to enter into a contract. Let us in this video take a look at what do we mean by capacity of parties. Who are the parties who are competent to enter into a contract? Let's just consider what we mean by competent to contract. According to Section 11 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, every person is competent to contract who is of the age of majority according to the law to which he is subject, and who is of sound mind, and who is not disqualified from contracting by any law to which he is subject. So, what are the important points you need to remember as far as capacity of parties goes? That is, which parties are competent to contract. In order to be competent to contract, a person should have attained the age of majority, should be of sound mind, and should not be disqualified from contracting under any law which he or she is subject to. Now let us discuss each of these points in a little bit of detail, but ideally when you are studying capacity of parties, you need to remember these 3 points: that every person who is major, who is of sound mind, and who is not disqualified from contracting under any law, such a person is competent to contract. So, a minor's agreement is regarded to be void ab initio, that is, void from the beginning itself. Now, we know that minors are beneficiaries, they can also be partners in a partnership firm. So, by and large, minors can be beneficiaries under a contract, but you cannot enforce a contract against a minor. And the simple logic behind this is that somebody who's a minor in India, a minor is somebody who has not attained 18 years of age. So such a person is regarded to not have the ability to take a decision or judge properly as to whether he is going to be at a benefit or at a disadvantage by entering into a contract, because he does not have the maturity that decision making demands from him. So a minor's agreement is void ab initio. A minor is incompetent to contract. There are certain rules relating to minor's agreement which I will be discussing in a separate video. So right now it would suffice to say that a minor is incompetent to contract. A contract with a minor is void from the beginning itself. It cannot be enforced. It cannot even be ratified once somebody attains the age of majority. So, a person of unsound mind is regarded to be incompetent to contract. Now, who is a person of unsound mind? Someone who is incapable of rational thinking or judgment, because his thinking or judgment is impaired by his mental state. That is, somebody who is a lunatic. He has suffering from mental decay due to old age or any other affliction. Somebody who is under the influence of alcohol, intoxication, drugs, or somebody who is hypnotized. Now, having said that, let us just briefly look at what we mean by a person of sound mind. A person is said to be of sound mind for the purpose of making a contract if at the time when he is forming the contract, he makes the contract, he is capable of understanding it and forming a rational judgment as to its effect upon his interest. This is as per section 12 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. So you are said to be of sound mind if you can take rational decisions, if you can make a rational judgment, and you know that by entering into this contract your interests are going to be protected or further benefit, you will get a further benefit from it. And I've given an example of this in the MCQs, that is, there is A and B were going to get married, but before the marriage A goes mad, then such a contract becomes void, it is unenforceable. Why? Because A is no longer capable of rational thinking or judgment. So let's just very briefly recap. So far we have discussed that parties who are competent to contract are people who have attained the age of majority and who are of sound mind. Now the third aspect of incompetent to contract, persons disqualified by law. Now certain laws disqualify people from being competent to contract, and those people are alien enemies, foreign ambassadors and sovereigns, insolvents, convicts, companies and corporations. These are persons disqualified by law. Let's just consider them one by one. Who is an alien enemy? An alien person is a citizen of a foreign country, and if you are at war with that country, or if you have political tensions which are escalating between your country and that person's country, then such a person would be regarded as an alien enemy for all legal intents and purposes. Then you have foreign ambassadors and sovereigns. Now a suit cannot be filed against such persons without prior sanction of the central government, but a suit can be filed against such people if they voluntarily submit to the jurisdiction of the local courts. Then insolvent, a person who is declared as insolvent means he is unable to meet his debts and liabilities. Now in such a case, that person is disqualified from contracting, and his official assignee or receiver will act in relation to his or her properties, that is the properties of the insolvent. Then convicts, a person who has been found guilty and convicted of an offense, then such a person cannot enter into a contract while he is undergoing imprisonment, at times even for a certain period after he has completed his prison sentence. Then companies and corporations. Now joint stock companies and corporations are artificial persons created by law, and they can enter into contracts which are within the scope of the Companies Act or the special act which is applicable to them, and the memorandum of association. So let's just recap the meaning of a competent person. A person is competent to contract if he or she has attained the age of majority, if he or she is of sound mind, and if he or she is not disqualified from contracting under any law to which he or she is subject. So who is a minor? In India, a minor is somebody who has not yet attained 18 years of age. And in certain cases, a minor can be considered to attain majority only after the age of 21. That is where the guardian of the minor person or his property is appointed under the Guardian and Wards Act 1890, or where the superintendence of the minor's property is assumed by the Court of Wards. So a minor is someone by and large who has not yet attained the age of 18 or 21 in these two cases which I just mentioned, Who is a person of sound mind? Somebody who is capable of taking rational decisions and knows that the contract which he or she is entering into is for his benefit or to his advantage. And who is disqualified from contracting? So there are certain persons who are disqualified from contracting, and these are alien enemies, then foreign ambassadors and sovereigns, insolvents, convicts, companies, and corporations. I hope this video was simple and easy to understand, and I hope you are able to very briefly understand what you mean by parties who are competent to contract, and you're able to also understand a little bit about a minor's contract, contract of a person with sound mind, and of persons who are disqualified from contracting under any law to which they are subject. So please don't forget to hit like if you like the content in this video. Do leave your comments and feedback. Thank you. This is Dr. Mariam Narona.